Welcome in to another edition of the Bronco Coach Show, a special edition today as we're talking Bronco hockey. Pleased to be joined by head coach Pat Ferschweiler. Coach, thanks for coming on.
Oh, happy to be here.
Yeah. Coach, I mean, you know as well as anybody, starting 2-0 in conference play is tough. I mean, what was it like to go into Omaha and get two big wins?
Well, first time in program history that we've swept them in Omaha, so I think that's a big deal. And we got a young group, 16 new players, and to go into a hostile environment and come out with 2 wins in this conference is a great weekend for us.
Yeah, that's my next point. Is you go into Baxter, as NCHC foes, you guys have really never swept each other either at home or away. What kind of makes that series tough going into either place?
Well, I think, obviously a quality opponent is one, but elite goaltender on their side for sure. And I thought we played some of the best hockey we played all year, and they're real proud of our effort.
Yeah, I mean, goalie play continues to be a strong suit for you guys. You got 2 this year in Cam Rowe and Hampton Slukinski. What did you like about their play this weekend? Obviously, 2 wins from them.
I was as comfortable with our goaltending retaining as anyone in the country is. I couldn't be more proud of both guys and how they performed so far. Cam gave us an outstanding effort on Friday. Didn't see as many shots, but saw very quality shots when the game was in doubt and came through with some huge saves for us to preserve that win. And Hampton was calm in the second game and played, I thought, extremely well. Made a couple big saves down the stretch as well.
Yeah, then we move over to the defense. Obviously, we've talked about a lot of blocked shots this year. What did you see from that group? Obviously, they blocked one when goalie came out of the net and had an open net. Cole Kruzberg-Rosine blocks one. I think we had 15 block shots on the weekend. Just that group has stepped up in a big way this year.
2 points emphasis to start the season. I didn't think we were good enough last year. One was net front presence, which, the first goal of the game, Tristan Lemire's in the net front, and he tips it in. And then the ability and the willingness to block shots as a group. I think our wingers have done an outstanding job of blocking lots of shots. We saw our defensemen throughout the course of the season so far.
Yeah, it doesn't just stop with the defensemen. Iro Hakarainen blocked 6 shots this week. You got other forwards stepping up. I think you have 5 forwards with over 5 blocks this year. What have you seen from the forwards getting in on that defense?
Well, it's blocking shots is never fun because the puck is hard and it hurts. So, but it's a willingness. It's a willingness to understand that puck, that block may be the reason we win the hockey game. And I think they've taken it real serious and they've taken it on each other to go ahead and contribute to the team's success in that way.
And another great week, depth-wise scoring. You get production up and down the lineup. Obviously, the bump line gets going a little bit. How does that kind of make you guys just a little bit more dangerous when everybody down the lineup is able to put the puck in the net?
Yeah, well, Alex Mont, Matteo Costantini, and Tristan Lemire have led us in scoring chances all year, and I think the quality of hockey, Alex could have 15 points with no problem this year. This hadn't been going in. The finish wasn't there, but this weekend they started to go in. Yeah, they could have had more both nights for sure. Alex hit the crossbar, had several great opportunities, but the quality of play has been there, so I just told them to stick with it, and the points will come, and they did this weekend.
Yeah, when you look at the overall offense, you guys hit about 7 posts and crossbars this week against Omaha. Obviously, a great goalie over there in Omaha, and Simon Latkozy, but overall offense, you have to be impressed the way that you've started this entire season, especially in that series.
Well, there's no doubt. I think we're a big, strong, heavy, fast team, and I think we play an attacking style. So we're going to put a lot of pressure on the other goaltender, and when we need them the most, those will go in.
Yeah, and then face-off numbers have been off the charts this year so far, and it showed true at Omaha. Tim Washy continues to be a great guy on the dot. You have other guys like Matteo and Grant Slukinski are both over 50%. How important is it to just kind of win those battles and get the puck on your stick instead of giving it away?
Well, when you get to start with the puck, then you're going to have, the first 15, 20 seconds of that shift, you're never going to be in trouble. And I think that an emphasis, J.J. Crude does a great job working with our forwards, our centers, on taking draws. And one of our best face-off guys is Owen Michaels. He's on the wing right now. So I think we have depth at center, and we're real proud of our face-off numbers.
And how does a 2-0 start in a series like this against Omaha, who's obviously always been a tough game for this program, how does that kind of allow you to build off that and go into a bigger series next week?
Well, I think each week, we have the stated goal of getting better every day and improving every day, and I think we've done that throughout the season. I thought the first period of the second game in Omaha may have been one of our most complete periods of the year. And then we're going to have to do that same thing coming into CC. Our schedule is not easy, as you well know. We're excited about the challenge of it, but Colorado College is maybe the 6th-ranked team in the country, and it'll be a good opponent next week. Yeah,
when you think about the NCHC, obviously it's a tough game every week. Is that a benefit for you guys to see teams like that in and out every single week when you try and make the NCAA tournament?
Well, there's no doubt. I think a big reason players come here is because they know we're going to play a real schedule and prepare them for the next level of hockey. And that competition, that grind, is what the next level looks like in pro hockey. So we're excited for the challenge every single week. We know there's a tough opponent coming in, but we also look forward to it.
Yeah, and you mentioned those young guys kind of stepping up. 60 new players this year, 10 freshmen. How have you liked the way they've adjusted to the college game? It seems like they're settling in just fine.
They are. I'm proud of them, and from the time they got here to now is about 2 months, and there's massive changes. I think you can single out Zach Nearing up front as a guy who's adapted very well. He's playing some quality hockey. He's a 6'5", third-round draft pick of Winnipeg. He's a real player. Ty Hendricks, I thought, hit his best weekend of the year. Another big guy who can skate 6'5", up front, a draft pick of New York Rangers. In the back end, Univaisen, I think, has been absolutely outstanding. He's a future star here for sure. He's got poise and calm and some tricks on the back end, and he's a real deceptive player. So we're excited about all our freshmen. Obviously, Hampton Slukinski and that's been a star so far.
Yeah, and one we didn't talk about, Zach Sharp gets his first career point this week, and he's been really strong on the back end playing with a veteran Robbie Dresner. Is that something you guys kind of wanted to draw up with a veteran playing with a younger skilled guy like that?
I think it's been a perfect combination, honestly. Robbie is came over as a transfer from Miami, a grad student. He's been a real calming presence on the back end and surprised us in all kinds of good ways as a better skater, a better puck mover, and a thinker than necessarily we had seen in his past. I think he's been a real steady force back there, and that calms a young guy like Zach down and helps him out. They talk on the bench on a regular basis. You can just see it and feel it, that he's influencing Zach in a great way.
Yeah, definitely a lot of young guys stepping up in a big series at Omaha. When we come back, we'll chat Colorado College and talk about that series.
Verdicts has burgers, not burgers, burgers. All natural, honest to bigness, bona fide, aged steak, beef, burgers. Or chickpea, and Verdicts has beer, not beer, beer. Whether it's winning the big game or winning at life, it all happens right here at Old Verdicts.
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg. If you've been driving around, you've noticed empty lots and no new cars. We understand how frustrating this can be. That's why we've done the legwork for you. We're getting in CPO shipments from coast to coast to bring you the best late model vehicles with certified warranties. Don't get taken advantage of with markups on new and used cars. We make sure you get the best value for your car buying dollar. Maple Hill Auto Group, for value like no other.
And we're back to the Bronco Coaches Show here at Old Verdicts Bar and Grill. Zach Manning, joined by head coach of Bronco hockey, Pat Ferschweiler. Coach, I got to be honest, it feels like we haven't had a home game in about a month. I mean, what's it going to be like to get back in front of the Lunatics, in front of the fans, and just being able to play in your home rink for once?
Well, we think we have one of the most electric, home environments there is with the Lunatics, and pushing our players forward and bringing excitement into the rink. So we're very excited to be back home.
Yeah, Colorado College is no easy opponent to come into Kalamazoo. It seems like you always play tough games with them. You obviously in 22-23 played them 6 times. You played them in the playoffs last year. More close games. What about that scheme and that team makes it such a tough game?
Well, one, they have elite players and elite goaltender, and I think one of the best forwards in the league and one of the best defensive forward last year, Noah Laba. I think he'll play in the National Hockey League after his career at CC is done, and a really, really good goaltender in Bronco and net. He was first team all league last year, so right there, I think it's a tough defensive team. They play a defensive style. We play an attacking style, so it's a good mix to see what's happening. Lots of those games, I think we played in their end more than they played in ours, but we got to find a way to get some more goals on them.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. I mean, Caden Bronco, one of the best goalies in the NCHC, but you've got 2 of the best goalies in the NCHC as well this year. I mean, if you look at the stats, it's the 3 best goalies in the league stacking up against each other. What are you looking forward to most about just that goalie battle and seeing what's going to happen out of that?
Well, it's like I said earlier, it's a comforting feeling to know what we have in net, and we have two guys that can really stop pucks and come through when there is a breakdown for sure. And then I think we got enough players up front that we can score some goals too and give those guys a little cushion on if there is a breakdown.
Yeah, and I mean, this season it feels like you've jumped out in front of every team you played. Obviously, you did it at Boston College. You did it against Bowling Green Ferris. How important is it to kind of have a fast start against a team like this that can really put some pressure on you? They play really good defense.
They do play good defense, but I think the fast starts are a credit to our leadership. I think that's led by Tim Washy, Alex Bump, our captains up and down the line, Cam Knuble. The guys that are leaders for this team are coming out and having the team prepared coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, and the leadership has been obviously strong all season. This is the kind of series where you want those leaders to really step up and take the leadership. What can this kind of series tell you about what this team can be going forward and how they played thus far?
Well, I get to see them every day, so I see incremental growth, and I'm confident in our group, and I think they're a confident group in themselves. What we've done throughout the season, what we try to do is really solidify our identity and our style of play each and every day, and then there's belief, and so I think that's what we're starting to see now.
Yeah, and obviously this is going to be a game talked about in the national headlines. It's your number 11, their number 8. I mean, how do you kind of just drown all that out and let your play do the talking on the ice?
Well, I'm a no-nonsense coach, and we don't look at polls. We don't really look at those things. We're excited for the battle. We know what's coming ahead, but we also know that we can only control us. Our effort, our execution every day, and our work ethic. So that's what we're going to really focus on this week.
Yeah, and like we talked about, the series has always been so tight. Even the all-time series is pretty tight between these two teams. What does Western Michigan have to do to come away with 2 big wins in this series?
Well, I think we got to be the best version of ourselves, and that's a fast team that plays north and really puts pressure on the other team. That's a competitive team to make every puck matter more to us more than it does to them, and we want to just make sure that that's our style and that's our identity.
And you can catch both of those games on NCHC TV. Friday night's game at 7 p.m., Saturday night's game at 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, Coach, and once we come back from this break, we'll bring on Alex Bump, forward for the Broncos.
It all started with a war hero and wounded warrior. Seeley began on Portage Road in Kalamazoo in 1963. A lot has happened since then, and a lot has changed. But at Seeley, the more things changed, the more they stayed the same. Trust, customer service, and community.
I'm Lindsay Tarpley. Happy 60-year anniversary, Seeley Auto Group, from your friends and community partners at World Champion Soccer Academy. Go Broncos!
Get a fresh view in Kalamazoo. Wander museums, catch a show, and see a classic or two. Unwind, open up, try something new. Bike around, make a splash, and explore nature's hue. Hit the trails, grab a bite, then relax with a brew. Be curious, get loud. There's so much to do. Find all this and more in Kalamazoo.
Back at the Bronco Coaches Show here at Old Burdick's Bar and Grill. Pleased to be joined by standout forward Alex Bump. Alex, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Alex, I mean, obviously everyone probably knows at this point a Philadelphia Flyers draft pick. That had to be a special night for you and your family. Just walk me through that experience and hearing your name called on draft night.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal, obviously, but just spending time with my family, going to Montreal and just being with them and spending time with them really meant a lot. And of course, hearing my name called, it was obviously something that you'll never get to do in a lifetime, really. So it's pretty special to just be there with my family and have them all supporting me.
And obviously a special freshman season from you last year, 14 goals and 36 total points. I mean, how were you able to get adjusted to the college game so quickly? It seems like freshmen come in and they struggle a little bit in those first few games. It didn't really take you much time at all. How were you able to just kind of set the tone for yourself and really be able to create?
Just learn to the coaching staff. Learn from the older guys on the team from last year. We were an experienced team last year, and just taking little things from them that they did helped me a lot. And obviously, just playing with a bunch of good players, it's pretty hard not to do well with the type of guys you're playing with.
Yeah, and I mean, transition to this year, you're named an assistant captain for this team. Kind of talk me through that moment of obviously hearing that and just knowing that your teammates trust you in that kind of position and leadership role. And how have you kind of blossomed into that role to be able to take on more of a leadership role in your second year?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do my part. Just lead the younger guys on how to play the right way. Obviously, it means a lot to have the trust from the coaching staff and my teammates to name me the assistant captain, obviously. But yeah, just the trust factor is really important to me, and teaching the younger guys how to play the right way.
Does that change anything for you, or is that just something that it's just an added title that you get to just play with the A on your sweater?
Yeah, I'd say it's just more of the A on the sweater. Obviously, it means a lot. It's a big role to fill, but just do what I do best, play the way I play, and have the guys follow me.
Yeah, I mean, you played obviously pretty well this past weekend at Omaha on a sweep. You had 4 points, a goal and an assist both nights. What was working for you and obviously your line mates during that weekend?
Just get the puck back. I think earlier we weren't really generating chances because of our forecheck, obviously, and that's a big part in our game is be heavy on the puck and get the puck back and re-attack when we get it. So I think we were just really focused on just being hard on pucks, winning our battles in the offensive zone, and obviously it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, earlier you mentioned playing with those talented players. I mean, last year it was Luke Granger and Dylan Went. We know those guys. One's playing for the New Jersey Devils and one's in the San Jose Sharks organization. But you got two more talented guys this year you're playing alongside, Matteo Costantini and Tristan Lemire. What's that transition been like to playing with? I mean, it's obviously two great players going to two great players, but how have you guys kind of blended together and been able to just pick up where you left off?
Yeah, it's a little different, but I mean, it's just hockey at the end of the day, right? So you got to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, it was an honor playing with Leonard and Grange, just two experienced guys who've been here before, and I got to learn a lot from them. And now Lemmer coming here, transferring here, just teaching them how to play the way the Broncos play. It's fun. Obviously,
the Omaha weekend, your line had 7 points on the weekend. And what kind of clicked for you guys this weekend? It seemed like this was one of the times where you guys really started missing the goalie, and you guys actually got to see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, feels good. We just, like I said, we focus on our forecheck, get the puck back, go down, generate chances, get to the net. I mean, one thing that Frisch said that stuck out with me is we should be worried if we stop getting the chances, not the points. And so that's kind of stuck with me, and we just focus on the chances and not on the points, really.
Yeah, and you're obviously one guy that isn't afraid to take chances. You lead the NCHC in shots per game. What is it like when the puck hits your stick? Are you looking to shoot? Are you looking to just make plays? Or what's kind of going through your mind when the puck hits your stick?
Generate a scoring chance, I think. I mean, I'm looking to shoot. I'm looking to pass. But just I'm looking for what's the best play to make at the time. And if that's shooting the puck, I'll shoot the puck. I'm not afraid to do that. So.
What's it been like for you just seeing all these new guys come in? Obviously, there's a lot of talent in that freshman class. What's it like just seeing them on a day-to-day basis, because you were in their shoes last year? How have you been able to help them transition to college, and what's it like just being able to play with obviously talented players?
Yeah, I think a big thing coming in as a freshman is watching the older guys. Obviously, like I said before, but we have a lot of younger guys this year, so I think I'm a guy that they look up to, obviously, but I think they just kind of got to listen to the coaches, what they say, what they preach, and follow us when we do it. They just kind of have to buy in all together as one. I think that they're obviously all great players. They know how to play hockey, but if we all buy into the same thing, we'll accomplish our goals.
Yeah. And you've obviously transitioned from freshman to sophomore this year, and you've had no sophomore slump. You're averaging more than a point a game. You lead the team in points, and you're right up there in goals and assists. Is there anything in the offseason you really tried to work on to make your game better, to kind of have this strong start for yourself?
I really worked on my skating this year. I thought that was one thing that really sticks out in the next level professionally is everyone's a good skater, and it matters like a lot. But obviously always trying to improve my skills, everything around my game. But one point of emphasis was definitely my skating.
Yeah. And obviously back at home this weekend against Colorado College, a team that is no slouch in the NCHC. They're undefeated this year. I mean, what's it going to be like for you to just get back in front of the Lunatics, be in front of your home crowd in a big game like that?
Yeah, obviously the Lunatics pump us up a good amount. They bring the energy that we need. It's pretty easy to step out on that ice sheet and get going. So yeah, we're excited. It'll be a good battle for us, but we'll be ready for it.
Yeah, do you guys put any stock into these nationally ranked games, or is it just business as usual? Another game for you guys, you want to go out and just be the team that's on the winning side?
I think it's just business as usual. We want to win the game. That's all that matters. They don't ask how many. So just trying to look to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, you've obviously watched a little bit of film. You played them a couple times yourself. What do they do well, and what are you guys going to try and do to just kind of get on the winning edge and get some goals past? Obviously, one of the better goalies in the league.
Yeah, like you said, they have a very good goalie. So we're just going to try and hem them down in the offensive zone, win puck battles that we need to win, every puck battle, I guess, and then take the goalie's eyes away, because that's the one thing that he's best at is stopping the puck. Obviously, He's the best goalie in the nation for a reason, one of. So we just have to take his eyes away so he can't see the puck.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be an interesting series next week. Alex, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And coming up next, we will have Cameron Rowe, starting goaltender for the Broncos.
How far do you have to go to find a great deal on a new Ford SUV?
Not too far.
How about a new Ford F-150?
Not too far.
How about for basic maintenance and service?
Not too far at all. With Dorrance Ford's mobile service, we'll come to you.
Nice.
Now's the time to buy because we're making room for the 2025 Fords and moving out the 24s. Come in now for the best selection. Dorrance Ford is proud to support Bronco Athletics. Shop Dorrance Ford.
Not too far for your next car.
Verdicts has burgers, not burgers. Burgers. All natural, honest to bigness, bona fide, aged steak, beef, burgers. Or chickpea. And Verdicts has beer, not beer. Beer. Whether it's winning the big game or winning at life, it all happens right here at Old Verdicts.
Wow One Day Painting is a precision team of professional painters who plan and prepare perfection and then deliver it with precision to make your home look and feel brand new in just one day. Wow! The magic show begins when a gorgeous van stops in front of your home and a precision team steps out wearing perfect uniforms and big happy smiles. What happens next is going to blow your mind. Wow! One Day Painting. Go to wowOneDay.com.
And we're back to the Bronco Coaches Show here at Old Burdick's Bar and Grill in downtown Kalamazoo. We're here Mondays, usually at noon. We're here at 6 o'clock tonight. We got Cam Rowe joining us. Thanks for coming down, Cam.
Absolutely.
So, Cam, let's just kind of talk about your journey at Western Michigan. You've been here for 3 years. You came over from Wisconsin, and your game has really blossomed. How have you seen just over the last 3 years? How have you taken your game to the next level?
Yeah, I think it's really just embracing hard work and who I am as a goaltender. I think it was sticking to my roots and finding confidence again. I think that's really what the key to growth over time for me. And, it's just been one day at a time and stacked days for going into the third season now. So it's kind of turned around.
And you came back to Western Michigan for another year. Kind of walk me through that decision and how that's been going so far.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty it was after the end of the season last year. I took a couple days to think about it, but I knew pretty much right away that I wanted to come back, and it was the best option and opportunity for me. And I wanted to be a larger leader on this team and be an older guy, a presence in that room. And it was something that I really looked forward to going into the season, and I've really, really embraced that role.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you were representative at Media Day. Coach Firschweiler's talked about you being a leader despite obviously not having a letter. How have you kind of taken control and stepped up and used your voice in the locker room, obviously with a younger goalie in Hampton and then one of your better friends in Kirk?
Yeah, I think, the goalie room was something really special. Kirky and I have been partners now for our third season, and all those hours spent rooming on the road together, you build a really good relationship. And Hampton's come in, and he's really embraced everything we do here. He works incredibly hard, and he's a very determined person in his craft. And I think that room, you get a really good group of personalities. You get a little bit of everything with the three of us. And just for me, with other guys, a lot of the new guys, they have questions, right? They're trying to figure it out, and I was in their shoes at 1.2 and coming here through the transfer portal. I know what that experience is like for those other transfers that we got in this year. So, I think just trying to help them out as much as I can and be a support guy that I wish I had, or the things that guys did for me that I really loved, kind of reciprocating that for these new guys this year.
Yeah, and obviously you've had quite the career, and obviously a lot of mentors have helped you. Let's kind of walk through the performance on Friday Night Omaha. It was your 100th career start. You got your 57th career win, which puts you in the NCAA active lead for goalies. I mean, that's got to be a big deal for you. I mean, just walk me through that performance and what's kind of going through your head in a game like that that's so tight, and every shot matters.
Yeah, I mean, but every shot matters in every game that you play. So I don't really think it's anything different. And our team has been in a lot of tight games this year, and we really put an emphasis on Friday night to close out that game. Learn from what happened in the weekends prior, and take it to another level to establish that we are a third period team and keep that momentum going for the rest of the season. I think Friday night, big moments happen in every game, and it's just taking it one shot at a time.
And it's been a fast start for you this year. Obviously undefeated. You lead the NCHC in goals against average, save percentage. You're top 10 in the nation in both of those stats. I mean, what did you work on in the offseason? I know last year was a big get your body right. Was there anything different this offseason that really changed for you? Or was it just another kind of get your body right and get back to what I know and what I do best?
I think it's just staying consistent, right? I found what worked for me, and then it was building off of that and tweaking it, little things here and there, focusing a little bit more on flexibility and core strength rather than just straight power and speed. So little vision work too has helped out a lot also. I think that's an area of the game a lot of goalies can benefit from to get a little bit of an edge. But I know what worked, and I learned from mistakes or how to refine what worked to make it a little bit better. And then this summer has just been implementing that, and it's helped out at the start.
And like we just mentioned, I mean, you lead the league in just about every category. It seems like every year you're in the mix in these statistical categories. Yet there's a lot of other goalies getting this recognition. Last year you were in the top 3 in goals against average, save percentage, and wins, obviously, and you weren't all NCHC. Is that something that you look at? Does that fuel you to just kind of try and get that recognition? Or what kind of goes through your mind when you see all these guys with worse stats getting that recognition over you?
Yeah, I think it's a testament to how good the goalies are in this league. I don't think that, obviously I would love to be a part of those awards, but at the same time, those guys have earned that, right? They've worked on that, and Umberko at CC, and then even Lakowski this weekend. He had 2 losses, but he had 2 really strong games. So I think I don't feel that I've been edged out in any way, but I believe that I can make myself better to get there. I don't want it to be a Mickey Mouse giveaway. I want to earn that, and then once you get in a position like that, it makes it that much more special because you know that you've beat those guys to get to that point.
And you mentioned the NCHC goalies in this, obviously in this conference, are so good. You mentioned Umberko, Latkozy, there's Davis, obviously the national champion at Denver. What goes through your mind in a game when there's a talented guy on the other side, and it's always the mental game with goalies. Take me through like a pregame routine and what goes through a goalie's mind when you're in a tight battle like that against a really good goaltender on the other side.
I think it just it gives you a little bit of an edge of how fun the game is, right? And what's also great about those guys that you mentioned is that we all have a good amount of respect for each other. After the games, we're the handshake lines, we're telling each other good weekend and kind of catching up a little bit, and that's something special. You don't get everywhere where we can be ultra competitors on the ice, but then afterwards we want each other to succeed. And I think that's something that's really special. And but no, in the game, it doesn't matter if you're a friend or someone that I don't really know. I'm trying to beat you as hard as I can. So, but it makes it fun knowing that every game you have to be at your best, and then when you win, like I said, it makes those wins that much more special.
I mean, well, coming up this week, you've got obviously one of the tougher tests in the NCHC with Caden and Barrico. It's obviously, like we said, it's been a tough series between them over the last few years. What goes through your mind when you see that guy on the other side and you have a series to win?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a series to win too, right? And we get to battle, and Berkey and I are good friends, so I'm really excited to be able to have, another opportunity against him. And, they're all really close games. They're all really tight games, but that's why we play the position, and it would be great to score 5-6 and kind of walk away with one, but at the same time, I know our team's going to battle really hard and play the way we need to do, and it's my job to stop the puck, so that's all I'm focused on there.
Being, though, that you guys are good friends, you guys talk, obviously, does that make a win just a little bit that much more special for you? You get to talk a little trash after the game and kind of get the edge on them?
Yeah, I don't talk trash, man, but it's good, and like I said, we all have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for Berkey, and I know I'm sure you'd say the same thing about me. So it's fun to be able to go on the ice with someone like that. But I'm going to be celebrating every goal that we score against him. So.
And when you think about a series like this, I asked Bump the same thing. Do you guys look at the national attention that this game will be getting? It's one of the top matchups in the country this week. Or do you guys try and zone it out and really just focus on what you need to do and what you're doing in your position on every play?
I think you know it, but it's in the back of your mind, right? That's not your focus, because you know that what we've done day in and day out in practice and the habits that the coaches have instilled in us every day, that's going to take care of itself, right? Like all the national recognition, the awards, even the wins, like they take care of themselves when we play the right way and we do the little things right. So, just keep repeating what we've already done, and we know what to do to come away with the 2 wins this weekend.
Do you think getting a couple NCHC games, obviously Boston College, under your belt before going into a top 10 battle like this has prepared you for what you're going to see?
Yeah, I think, for guys that are learning NCHC hockey, a couple of transfers in the freshmen, I think it's been great for them. I know that they all just loved that weekend in Omaha, so I know they're excited. And then to have our first NCHC weekend at home, it's going to be, I know Lawson's going to be pretty juiced, and those guys are going to have a lot of fun. So I think it's good. I think guys understand their footing and know what NCHC hockey is like, and they know their roles, and I have belief that they're going to take care of it.
Yeah, walk me through. I got to know obviously a lot of freshmen on this team. What was their reaction the first time seeing that packed Lawson crowd and just kind of seeing the way they treat the opponents and everything like that? The less colorful version was holy smokes, but I think that they loved it. I think that they feed off of that, and it's something that they've been told coming here, right? And same thing with transfers. They're told, hey, like if you want to see something cool, be a part of something cool, you want to play here and be a part of the Lawson Lunatics. So, I feel that because this is the first NCHC weekend, I'm sure that the crowd's going to be probably even better than what it has been, even though it's been great to start. So I know I'm personally really excited for it, and I know those guys are too. Yeah, and you can catch the Broncos on NCHC TV this weekend. On Friday at 7 p.m., Saturday at 6 p.m., Lawson Arena. Limited tickets are available. To purchase tickets, go to wmubroncos.com/tickets. If you're in the building, stick around for the men's basketball watch party. And if you're not here, get down to Old Burdick's Bar and Grill as men's basketball takes on Butler at 7 o'clock.